Greubel Forsey is formed with two watchmakers at the head, Robert Greubel and myself. We met during the early 1990s working in the watch industry in Switzerland on high-end mechanical complicated wristwatches. I'm English. At the very beginning when I came to Switzerland, I could hardly speak French. We worked together more closely over the following years on different projects, and we found we shared a similar vision. This gave us the motivation to start working together.
The beginning of Greubel Forsey was in 1999. The whole idea was not to accept that everything has already been invented in watchmaking. We do have our page in the history of watchmaking to write.
Robert and I didn't seek to try and compete with other watch brands. There's so much choice for whatever people need today. We wanted to create something which brought together the invention and which was really a vehicle for the invention itself. Watchmaking for Greubel Forsey is a rare mixture of art, science and mechanics.
Greubel Forsey has been able to launch 4 fundamental inventions: the double tourbillon 30 degrees, the quadruple differential tourbillon, the tourbillon 24-second inclined, and in 2007, a regulating innovative mechanism.
The double tourbillon 30 degrees is Greubel Forsey's first watch. We wanted to create something which brought together the invention, but also to put back into value the high level of finish which is in the tradition of hand watchmaking. The tourbillon mechanism was invented a little over 2 centuries ago for the pocket watch. Robert and I realized that we could find a new solution for the wristwatch around the tourbillon idea. There are 2 cages, one inside the other. The first inner cage has the timekeeping base of the watch inside. This cage is then mounted at an angle of 30 degrees inside the outside cage. The tourbillon enables us to use gravity to average out minuscule differences in timekeeping. The artistic side of watchmaking comes about through the hand finishing. We have used and revived an old technique called frosting. This is a technique which can only be done by hand finishing. You cannot do it in industrial manufacturing mass concept. The bridge must be carefully prepared, the surface must be very, very finely polished. The frosting is done with a brush and it attacks the surface, making a mottled effect on top of the bridge. And after that, then we can decorate the rest of the bridge. Then we top that off with jade gold finish, which was used in the 18th and 19th century in France and in England. The detail of the hand finishing, which is very intensive and pushed to a high limit, also creates a very unique object.
You usually associate art with rarity, and if you look at a Greubel Forsey timepiece, it is rare because of the invention.
We can only make a few tens of timepieces each year.
If we take the double tourbillon 30 degrees, for example, we are looking at 1 to 2 pieces per month.
From the initial concept through the CAD design, simulation stage, we could be looking at perhaps 1 year to 18 months. From there, within 3 years before we have a really functioning prototype. And through the small number of timepieces we can make to really bring an exceptional object to a small number of fortunate connoisseurs and collectors. The people who would be interested in a Greubel Forsey watch will already be watch collectors with a high level of knowledge about mechanical watches. The most fantastic achievement we have today is a young dynamic team of passionate professionals to be able to make our timepieces. A quarter of the whole team of Greubel Forsey are dedicated just to hand finishing components for the movements. having sound experience, 20 years each. We've been able to really redraw the whole map and structure of the company using the latest technology, techniques, and combining that with the purest, highest traditions.
The aim of making a Greubel Forsey piece is always to surpass existing accomplishments, so as to enter uncharted territory.
There's a lot to do, and every day is a new adventure, so we don't have much time to sit and admire what we've been doing. We're always working on what we need to do for tomorrow.